Yo, what's up my homies, this is Saucy Gangsta, a brand new video, and today, I'm in a video, yes. This is the second reshoot of, this, yes, I did it yesterday, but it was really dark, and you couldn't see hardly anything. You might have seen my video that I uploaded yesterday, really dark. Never shoot at night, really. I don't know, did I say the video was my first night one? I don't know, but anyway. Obviously, as you can, everyone's gonna be like, wait, what's he going on about? But anyway, as you can see here, I've got the second issue of World of Warships, Warship collection, Warship to World War II collection, and this time I've got HMS Hood, as you can see, and everyone knows HMS Hood well, mainly knows HMS Hood. So anyway, yes, I finally got this. Nicole's had it. And I have to say I'm not impressed at all, because if you look at how Eagle Moss put it together, you can see second funnel is slightly higher than the first one. They haven't put that in right. They've also done a half-assed job at the paintwork. As you can see, parts of it is still blue, and they've also done a half-assed job at the bow as well. In fact, I'm not happy with it at all, but I can't return it because people say, no, why don't you return it? Because I can't, because Eagle Moss would just say, meh, whatever. You know, they mass produce these, so obviously they're going to be crap. But it's really when they get later models, unless people buying them, that they think, alright, we need to stop mass producing these and make these better. And it goes every time. But anyway, this is the best one I could find. The other one was even worse. But anyway, this is the best one I could find. But anyway, let's just go straight in. So, you might know what HMS Hood is, or what it was, essentially. But HMS Hood, it was essentially the pride of the British Navy. Yes. Probably the last pride of the British Navy. This HMS Hood was built, it was designed right at the end of World War I. This was apparently going to be this was essentially the Wunderwaffe for World War I for the British. They had the Dreadnought, but they were relatively smallish. They were more like a weapon. They needed something that was essentially a weapon for the time and was long and big, you know, capable of probably, you know, and they came up with this. And they laid down 3 keels, you know, that's what they do when they build ships. They start from the keel, they lay down the keel, and they build it. So every ship will have the date the keel is laid down, the date it's built and launched, and the date it's refitted. It's fitted, not refitted. Well, it can be refitted. HMS Hood was refitted. Only once, so. But anyway, so what happened was that the British came up with this. It was an Admiral class battlecruiser. This was Britain's last battlecruiser. But what happened was that the war finished before they had the chance to build them, and they didn't need them. The Navy didn't need them, but they said, well, we're building 3 already, so, you know, and they said, we'll cancel them. I said, but can we build 1, please? You know, because the British didn't really want cruisers. They thought, alright, we'll build this one, and because it was so good, really, and so powerful, it was eventually made in 1920, it was like became part of the British Navy, because it was essentially one of the most, it was powerful as warship. This was, when you fought of Britain, you fought of this, or when you fought this, you fought of Britain. You see, and this was essentially the figurehead of Britain, really. She just went around places like India, and, you know, she had royalty from other countries on her. You know, she was essentially, you know, she just ferried around the place and just like, because Britain still had an empire back then, quite a strong one, and you know, our empire had a brilliant navy, and this was, you know, this is our navy, this is how powerful we are, don't mess with it, essentially. But yeah, then what happened was that, you know, she was just really ferried around and stuff, but then World War II happened, and what happened was that a man named Adolf Hitler decided, I'm going to beat the Britain, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you know, obviously what happened was that, you know, big war, it all started, I can't explain World War II, but basically, Hitler wanted to starve off Britain, and the Luftwaffe was designed at first to take out the supply ships, but Hitler then said, no, I don't want that, I want the Luftwaffe to focus on Britain, and I'll just send my navy, you'll beat their navy, and essentially he came up with a ship which was supposedly powerful, probably is probably the most powerful ship ever, pretty much. This is highly argumentative. But if you watch Mojo's list of top 10 warships, you will find that number 1 is Bismarck. Yes, and that's what. Yes, that was essentially Hitler's architect Albert Speer came up with the Bismarck, and they built the Bismarck and they launched it, and they set off the Bismarck under the command of Admiral Lutyens. Everyone knows Admiral Lutyens. But what happened was that Admiral Lutyens, he was tasked with going, essentially, just really going around destroying. It was called Operation Rheinberg, which is translated to Operation Rainbow, and that operation was to essentially just take out patrol boats. Like what Bismarck and Prince Eugen, which was an Admiral Hitler class battle cruiser, was designed as well. That was the equivalent of German's HMS Hood, but Prince Eugen was pretty much, she was a beast. She even survived a nuke. Not joking. Prince Eugen was because after the war, what happened was that Germany was like giving away all their stuff, like, oh yeah, we're sorry, and they decided, here's a present, Prince Eugen, and they went, that's nice, and then they dropped a nuke on it, pretty much, but she survived. Eventually, that's what they did after the war. The Nagato nuked that survived, and yeah, she actually did pretty much survive. They could still operate her. Same with Prince Eugen, but what happened was that they capsized and they went, man, nukes the wrecks, and they decided to do that. Don't know why, just Americans. And yeah, but anyway, and what happened was that the British sent Spitfire as a recon plane to go find Bismarck, and they have identified the one as Prince Eugen. They identified the one as Bismarck, and I thought, well, this thing's going to be a threat to Britain. We're going to starve and we're losing supplies. We need to stop this. So what they did was that they sent like pretty much half the entire Arctic fleet around certain areas, because they found out where Bismarck was going. They didn't know where she was going to pop up, so they had tons of task force, and they split them up, and they had 2 ships in each area, and the destroyers found Bismarck, went right after her. They didn't attack her, they just kept an eye. And what happened was that around the top, she went around the top of Iceland, I think, or was it the bottom of Iceland? It was one of those. I'll look it up for my next video when I do Bismarck. And what happened was that the British put Prince of Wales and Hood in that area, and it was a perfect match for a perfect battle, because it had 2 battle cruisers, it had 1 battle cruiser and 1 battleship versus 1 battle cruiser and 1 battleship, and this was going to be the battle of ages, pretty much. And I think it was kind of an unfair battle. I think it would have, if the correct actions were taken, it would have been 10 times better battle. But anyway, and so what happened was that the British plan was for HMS Hood and Prince of Wales, this is Bismarck, were to go and, like that, it's called crossing the T. It's when a ship attempts to go in front of the other ship to have all its, because it has battle cruisers were built with side cannons, to have all its cannons to be able to fire at Bismarck on the front, and she could only fire her front cannons. But what happened was that with communication problems and miscalculation, Bismarck ended up being in front of Hood. So Admiral Cree, who was on board HMS Hood, Vice Admiral Cree, he decided, screw it, we'll just open fire. And they just opened fire at Bismarck. And pretty much, they missed completely. They missed. Prince of Wales and HMS Hood were going full everything. They were just absolutely blasting away at the Bismarck. But let's go. I'm sorry, I missed a bit out. But let's go back. Flashback. Ooh. And what happened was that after the war, French was like, brr, brr, brr. And what happened was that the only time that she did really sink a ship was at Scapa Flow. That was when they sent the entire British fleet to just go blow up the French ships for fun, because of French. And they did so, but they didn't have anyone aboard the French ships, so no one died. But it was like an act of like, screw you, France, we're gonna sink all your ships. I don't know why. I don't know why they did it. I'm just gonna look it up, Scapa Flow, and yeah. So anyway. And this homie, he was homie Cree, he was like open firing at Bismarck. And Admiral Lutyens, he was just kept cool. He was like, no. He was just like, I'm so happy, fine, haha. He was just like, having a day of his little time. And then the Captain Bismarck was getting really, really annoyed, and because he was just having all these shells flying at him, and pretty much, he didn't want his ship being destroyed, because he was like, I got a brand new battleship here, and I've got this old dodger right here firing all these shells at me. I ain't having that. So eventually, and Lutyens didn't give the order, but the Captain of Bismarck went, fire, and all the Bismarck sound went "ee," and they just opened fire on the Hood, and the Hood was just like, oh hell no, and all these shells were just going around, they're like boom boom boom, and Prince of Wales were like, oh, and Prince Eugen returned fire at Prince of Wales, so really it was Hood against Bismarck and Prince of Wales against Prince Eugen. So what happened was that Hood was like, and Bismarck was like, yeah, I don't know why I'm doing that, but what happened was that HMS Hood had strong side armor, as you can see here. She was built with strong side armor that was to protect her against torpedoes, because essentially that's what it was during World War One. That was the bane of every single ship, and it was torpedo proof. One slight problem: deck armor, very thin. We're talking about a couple of centimeters. A shell could get through it. And what happened was that during World War One didn't really have a plunging shells thing, because really it was just side shells. Really, they were just trying to hit the sides, and that's why she had reinforced sides, because it was essentially the gun barrels would look down instead of go up. They were more like cannons than mortars. What happened was that rangefinders, obviously, they equipped better guns, and the rangefinders were designed so that they had pinpoint accuracy, so when they fired a plunging shell, they'd know where it hit. And Bismarck had brilliant rangefinders, and what happened was that he shot one shot and it hit directly below the bridge, just underneath the bridge, and this was near the area Ted Briggs was, and it's very argumentative where the Hood was hit. So I'm gonna go over the dogfight. It's really good dogfight series of HMS Hood. I've seen Hunt for the Bismarck. So anyway, what happened was that it hit beneath the bridge, but it didn't kill anyone. Well, it did, but it didn't kill anyone on the bridge. So and Ted Briggs, he felt it. Ted Briggs was one of the only 3 survivors of HMS Hood. I'll go explain later. And he was a radio operator, I think. And what happened was that Hood didn't let down. She just kept on firing. She was all like, "Damn, homie, and just kept on firing like, I'll smoke your ass." And Bismarck just fired in return. And one plunging shell went directly into this area here of the ship, and it just pretty much, it was like a fuel area, I think, and but it didn't destroy her. It just really crippled her. But her guns were still able to fire, but it did kill men on the deck. It just went the fire, and that's the thing. She was just still firing. She just didn't. She wasn't going down. And so after the 5th salvo, Bismarck fired one shell, and everybody argues where the shell hit, but we know where the shell hits. Everyone argues how many shells she took, but because of the wreck, it's like the wreck is like a satellite crashing in the Mexican desert, or America. Yeah, I know. And pretty much there's hardly any of it left. I've seen good shipwrecks like Titanic, Bismarck, and this was just horrible. There's hardly anything left, really. There's the bow, but oh well. But anyway, and what happened was that HMS Hood was hit here. This area is where the captain's room is, and essentially where the magazines for Hood's stern cannons were held. So basically, when a magazine is designed to punch a hole in the ship. So if you've got an area with, let's say, 16 magazines or 20 magazines, we're talking about a big explosion, and a big explosion did that happen. It just engulfed this area of the ship, just gone. It was that powerful that this cannon here went flying backwards. Captain Prince of Wales just watched in horror as HMS Hood was just gone. And Ted Briggs said that he felt, the entire ship felt it, and everyone on the ship felt it, and he said that, quote, that the order to abandon the ship wasn't given because it didn't need to be, because they knew that she was gone. And what happens that HMS Hood, basically she was like that. And Ted Briggs was around about here, so what happens that he got off, and obviously his higher officer let him out, and that caused his officer to die. Actually, they both got out, but his higher officer, just stood down. That was really the last he saw of him. What happened was that he got sucked down, and then a release of pressure from HMS Hood as she was sinking caused him to fly up to surface, and he saw HMS Hood next to him. He said, like that. So he swam away, and what happened was that there was like a ring of fire, of oily fire, where she was, and it would have been a sight to see. And basically, when he swam away, looked around, she was gone, and really, it was very close to death for him and his 2 other crew members, but they survived. And really. They were picked up by a ship, and the ship was to they had a full med bay, ready. They were expecting tons of survivors, and when they only found 3, it was shocking for them because they had all this food prepared. They were expecting like tons of survivors. That's the thing. They did a lot of bad things during the war. And everyone's going to say, wait, how is that? Well, next week I'll cover the story of Bismarck, and pretty much the Germans did bad things, the British did bad things, the Americans did bad things, Japanese did bad things, Russians did tons of bad things. Everyone hates Russians. Okay, don't hate Russians, but only hate communists. And now I've got the Green Party on my ass, and I've got the Labour Party on my ass, I've got Lib Dems on my ass, I've got every single left-wing party on my ass. And Hillary Clinton's just typing up an angry email to me. But never mind. Anyway, and basically what happened was that apparently as Hood was going down, one of this cannon, I think it was, opened fire one last time at Bismarck. Didn't hit. Nothing. But yeah, so, really this did annoy the British because it was such a large ship. It was part of the British Navy, and pretty much Hitler's Wunderwaffe pretty much murdered it. So that's really all I can say about Hood. Surprising that no lifeboats were launched, but it's actually very shocking, really, how out of 1,100 crew members, only 3 survived. But telling that, few of Bismarck survived. But I'll go over Bismarck later, next episode. But really, I'll just go. So that was really the Hood, of the history of the Hood. So I'll go through the statistics. So she had. Yeah, I know I can't remember the statistics of ships to be exactly, but that's just me. Her water displacement was 45,923 tons. Her length in total was 262.3 meters. Oh wait, yeah, I read that right. 0.3. That's a comma. Yeah, it's point. It's point. Because we're talking about a big ship. It's 2,000 meters. So yeah, it's slightly beneath. Not as long as Yamato, but they made this model longer than Yamato. It's really weird. Yamato, it's really weird. But she was longer than Bismarck by like 1 meter. So I thought, yeah, she's capable of singing Bismarck. And when I saw it go, I was like, but anyway. So a side armor was very thick, 305 millimeters. That's thick for a ship. Don't even ask me. Well, how thick was Bismarck's? Don't ask me. Not big enough, because she would still be around. But she wouldn't. Whatever. She was. Her width was 31.7 meters. So that's how thick she is. And she was capable of traveling at 32 knots. That was when she was first tested. Then she had a retest later, and she was only capable of like 24 knots. So that's not very fast. Well, it is sort of fast, but And she had she had 144,000 horsepower. That's how powerful her engines were. She had 8 381mm cannons, which are these, and she had 12 140mm cannons. So that'd be the side ones here. But yeah. So anyway, that's HMS Hood for you. But I think I'm doing a Battles of World War II one. Like I was supposed to do a tank thing, but the problem is recording and stuff, so they'll have to wait the whole tank thing. Really, I'm still working on the channel. I've got a lot to work on the channel, considering the fact I've got 29 subscribers. I've still got a lot to work on with the channel. I've almost have I? Trying to figure out 2 years to go to subscribers. Okay, I'm still ahead of schedule, so that's good. But anyway, that's all I can say about HMS Hood. But I'm gonna try and do a battle of Bismarck, full battle, when I collect Bismarck. I've got Hood. I need Bismarck next, which is I think either this week or next week. Then I need to get Prince of Wales and Prince Eugen, really. Then that's it. And then I can tell you about Battle of Bismarck. I can have it full. But yeah, but that would be a very long video. That'd be like 3 minutes, because Battle of Bismarck was not an easy task. Most people argue what was the best naval battle there was. I say Battle of Bismarck. People say Battle of Lake Goof because that was the biggest battle of World War II with ships, because you had the Americans who had tons of task force, little destroyers versus the big Japanese ships in the Yamato, and her sister ship, the Tamago. I don't know. And she sank, but yeah. Really that was that. But, it was the other day and secret thing event, and we were arguing over whether Battle of Jutland was better or Battle of Bismarck. I say Battle of Bismarck, the person said Battle of Jutland, because that was really Battle of World War One. But I was like, yeah, but that's the thing. The British and the Germans both lost. They say it was a British victory, even though that a lot of British ships were lost as well as a lot of Germans. So, you know, it was really a draw to me. You know, just like Battle of Dunkirk was a failure for the British. Everyone's going to be like, oh my god, how can you say that? My great-great-grandfather was in the Battle of Dunkirk and he escaped to Britain as a war criminal. Wait, what? Never mind. But yeah, that's when Battle of Dunkirk wasn't really a victory. You know, it was like, it was like last year in school, and I was there like, oh yeah, Battle of Dunkirk was a great failure. And someone was like, no, it was a British victory. I was like, let me guess right. Hundreds of thousands of British troops flee to Britain because Germany captured France, and you say it was a British victory, and they were like, yeah. I was like, it's one of the biggest military failures since Operation Barbarossa, Operation Kingfish. I don't know where I got Operation Kingfish from, I heard it somewhere. Operation I already said Barbarossa. Battle of Bulge, Battle of Aluman, Battle of China, Battle of Lipton, Eston, Norway, Sweden. But anyway, you get the point. But yeah, and that's really that. But as I said, but that's really HMS Hood in a nutshell for you. I won't say in a nutshell, but you know, the review of the ship. So I'm going to end this video. Well, no, join me next time as I will be doing Bismarck. I don't know if the lighting's good or not. I don't know. I'll have to really look at the video. I don't even know if I fit in the camera. Do I fit in the camera? Yeah, I think I do. Because I can see the camera right in front of me. But anyway, don't know what I'm doing in these videos half the time actually. Nope, don't have a plan. I just not exaggerate. What's the word called? Improvise. That's the word. Improvise. So anyway, I'm going to end this video here. Join me next week as I do Bismarck. And as always, peace out, homies.